Less than 3 weeks left. Let's take a look at the standings. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the SB Baseball Podcast. I'm RD flying solo today. We are taking a look at the MLB standings, the American League, the National League, and we will pop over to the wild card. Yeah, last game of the season, September 29th. Teams have about 18 games left. I know that's the fact for the Rangers. The wild card begins October 1st. It'll be here before you know it. Let's go ahead and take a look at the American League. We'll start with the East. It's always T to B on this one, all right? Yankees are in first. Record of 82-61. Not bad. Not bad at all, but the Orioles are right there with them. 82 wins. They have one extra loss, so they're a half game back. The Sox are pretty much out of it. They're 10 games back. Rays are out of it, 11 games back. Jays, gone. They're 14 and a half games back. And, I mean, the Yankees and Orioles have just beat up this division. Like, the Red Sox hung around decently. You know, they got a 503 win percentage. I mean, they're one game above 500. Tampa Bay's one game below 500. But the Yankees and the Orioles decided they're going to just start running away with it. Their run scored versus run allowed differential, plus 122 for the Yankees, plus 93 for the Orioles. Great records on the road, great records at home. Now, at the moment, you know, obviously the Yankees, they've got the wild card, they've got the division, so they'll make it to the playoffs. Orioles are at 99.7% chance of making the playoffs. I mean, with that record, man, that's amazing. And these are going to be two fun teams to watch. I'm kind of leaning, I want to see the Orioles make a run this year. They're always fun to watch. Going to the Central, this one's a little kind of up in the air, right? I mean, well, let's just say the top two teams are still fighting it out, right? The Cleveland Guardians, 81-62, got a 566 win percentage. The plus 70 on the run scored versus runs allowed differential. They've lost. The downside is they lost 2 games in a row, back to back. Last 10, they're 6-4. Then you got the Royals still hanging around. They're 79-65. They're 2.5 games back. I guess technically the Twins are still in it. Let's be honest. They're only 5 games back. I mean, you're running out of time. But and then the Guardians get to play the White Sox today, so that helps them tremendously. But they are on back-to-back losses, the Guardians, that is. The Royals are on a 4-game winning streak. So, I don't know. The Twins, they're on a 3-game skid. I'm not saying they're out of it. Listen to their the probability here. Right now, Guardians have a 99.8% chance of making the playoffs. Royals, 94.9%. Twins, 86%. It's not over for them. They can still make some, hey, man, just get it going. You'll be all right. I mean, they not a terrible team. Like I said, they're 76-67. They got a 531 win percentage. You know what's crazy? All the teams in the Central, except for one, the White Sox, who have been I think they were the first team eliminated from the playoffs this year. Their runs scored versus runs allowed differential. Guardians, 70. Royals, 97. Twins, 38. Even the Tigers are in the plus. They're plus 22. White Sox, negative 302, baby. So pretty much all these teams and the rest of the MLB have just beaten the brakes off the White Sox. They are now at 111 losses for the year. It's crazy. I bet against them every single day. I think they won last night. Did they win last night? Yeah. I remember going effing White Sox in the middle of a bar when I happened to look at the score. But, all right, moving to the West. Astros still in first. They're 77-66, 41-30 at home, breaking even at 500, 36-36 away. Runs scored versus runs allowed, plus 86. The Mariners are 4.5 games back. They're plus 46 on the run scores versus runs allowed differential. They're 73-71, just hanging on to that 507 win percentage. I mean, they've won. I think they won yesterday. Yeah. So they on currently 1-win streak. I don't know why they call it a streak or whatever. I guess you have to call it something. But anyway, Astros lost yesterday. Mariners won. Rangers won. They're actually Rangers 70-74. They're still sub 500. They're 7.5 games back in the West. They just had some trouble, right? They're okay at home. They are terrible on the road. They've won the last 2. They're 7-3 in their last 10. Their playoff percentage has gone up. It's 0.4 now. It was 0.2. It's been 0.1. It's been 0.3. It's up to 0.4. They have a real juicy schedule ahead of them. but they got to play the Arizona Diamondbacks for 2 games, and they're on the road now. They were just at home. I think they had like a 10-game homestand. Man, it was something crazy. Anyways, Athletics are out of it. They're 15.5 games back. Angels, they're 18 games back now, which is wild. You figured that the Athletics would be in the cellar here. Nah, Angels are like, you know what? We'll finish last this year. Don't you worry. Heading over to the National League, Phillies. I've been saying they're the number 1 team in baseball all season. They're pretty close. They're pretty close. Dodgers Dodgers had the most wins in the league at 86. Phillies, let's just stay in the East. Phillies, 85 and 58, 594 win percentage. They're great at home. They're decent on the road. They're plus 117 in their runs scored, runs allowed differential. They've lost back-to-back games, but they're 7-3 in their last 10. They have a 99.9% chance to make the playoffs. The Mets are in the actually, the Mets and the Braves are tied for second. But the Mets have the kicker, the tiebreaker, so they're in second technically. Both teams are 7 games back. Both teams are 78 and 65. Both are okay, at home, and then they're just, I don't know, all right away, Runs scored, runs allowed differential. Mets at plus 58, Braves at plus 64. Mets lost, I think yesterday, and then the Braves won. Now, listen, I said the Phillies were 7-3 in their last 10. I don't know if I did or I did not say that. Either way, they're 7-3. The Mets are 9-1. They finally lost again. They were on fire. What's this bonkers? If you look at the playoff percentage here, they're at 49.2%. That the Braves, which are technically below them right now due to tiebreakers, have a 73.2% chance. So I don't know. Must be a tough schedule ahead for the Mets. Nationals are out of it. They're 21 games back. The Miami Marlins have been eliminated from the playoff talk. They're 31 games back in the East. The Phillies, the Mets, and Braves have just beat up on the Nationals and Marlins this year, which is crazy. The Nationals aren't as bad as you think they are, right? They're 64 and 79 with a 448 win percentage. If they were over there in the, what did I say? 448? Yeah, never mind. They'd be in third or fourth place over in the AL West. Moving on to the Central. Brewers still in first. Pretty much got that baby all locked up. They got 82 wins, 61 losses, 42 and 29 at home, 40 and 32 away, plus 134 on the runs scored, runs allowed differential. They lost yesterday. They're 5-5 in their last 10. They got a playoff percentage of 99.8. So, their Cubs are 9 games back. The Brewers would have to tank unbelievably, and the Cubs would just have to get red hot. That's the only way the Cubs are making the playoffs. Everybody else, Cardinals is out, or they're essentially out of it. Reds are 13.5 games back. Pirates are 15 games back. You're going to start seeing these little E's with a couple dash marks next to these teams' name here probably within the week. Then we look out to the West. Number 1 team in baseball, Dodgers, 86 and 57. They got a 601 win percentage. They're 47 and 25 at home, 39 and 32 away, plus 119 on the runs scored versus runs allowed differential. Currently on a 2-game winning streak, 7-3 in their last 10. 99.9% chance of making the playoffs. Padres, though, they got a 92.4% chance. They're 81 and 64. They're 6 games back on the Dodgers. They're really good at home. They're really good away. So, decent team. And obviously, the Diamondbacks, they got an 83.9% chance of winning as well. They're 80 and 64. They're a half game back on the Padres. So, Giants are pretty much done, Tough division, right? You're almost 500. They're 71 and 73, but 15.5 games back. It's crazy. Good at home, 40 and 32. On the road, they suffer. They're 10 games under 500. And then the Rockies, they've been eliminated with 54 wins, 90 losses. Will they hit the 100 mark, you think, this year? I don't know. They'd had a terrible year. Absolutely awful. All right, let's flip on over to the wild card standings. Obviously, right now, you have the Yankees in the East, Cleveland Guardians in the Central, Houston Astros in the West. Wild card as it sits, you got the Baltimore Orioles. They're plus 5.5 games. Royals, Kansas City Royals, plus 2.5 games. Twins are even. They're the team to kind of catch up to. Tigers are making a move. They're 3.5 games back, along with the Seattle Mariners. Boston's 4 games back. Tampa Bay, 5. Rangers 6.5, baby. And that's kind of where I'm drawing the line. I'm not going any further down. I don't think the Blue Jays, Athletics, Angels, or White Sox have a chance, right? Which is crazy that they're even on this effing list. Anyways, flipping over to the National League. Dodgers in the West, Phillies in the East, Brewers in the Central. Right now, Padres have a plus 2 game advantage. Diamondbacks are plus 1.5 games, and then the Braves and Mets are tied right there. 5 games back are the Cubs, 6 are the Cardinals, 7.5 Giants. It's about as far as you can go. I don't think the Reds are at 9.5. Pittsburgh's at 11. I think they're just a little too far, a little too out of it, you know. But taking a look at these matchups, these teams, or not the matchups, but the teams. Excuse me, it's a hell of a Monday. But yeah, I want to see, like I said, I want to see the Orioles in it. I wouldn't mind watching the Royals play either. So Orioles and Royals, Yankees are going to be tough. Guardians as well. Houston, I think they're kind of like just wearing down a little bit. I don't see them moving past maybe. I don't see them moving to the championship series this year. When it comes to National League, Dodgers and Phillies, I want to see them in the NLCS. I would love it, love it, love it. Padres have been fun to watch as well. So maybe they can make some slide into the championship series. But, as far as, like, the Braves and the Mets, I don't know. I don't really see them making it, even past the wild card. Let's be honest with that. And then if you take a look, like I said, the last game, there's about 18 games left. Last game is on September 29th. The wild card begins October 1st. So really excited about that. October baseball is nearly here. I do hope, obviously, the Rangers get in. Come on. You're so close. 6.5 games back. Now, they do have a tough schedule. If you've listened to the Ranger Roundup at all, I've been talking about how great the remaining schedule is for them. Then they do have to play the Diamondbacks today and tomorrow. But after that, you get, your AL West bunkmates. Now you got to play the Mariners, but you get to play the Athletics, the Angels. So you got some teams you can beat up on. I'm pretty sure. Do they get? No, they already played the White Sox again. I was like, can they get a couple more freebies? But yeah, there you go. There's your update for the week, and hope y'all have a wonderful, wonderful Monday. Great rest of the week. Don't miss Strikeout Beer, 8 p.m. Central Time. The live stream, the audio is wherever you listen to your podcast. The video, if you want to interact with the live stream, it's on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch. I don't even know where else. I think X. We didn't pony up the dough for X, so we're not over there anymore. Man, just get a lot of traffic over there. But we're there. We just don't stream there. So, but yeah, stop by, say hi. That's gonna do it. I'm RD. I'm out of here. Have a great week.